Happy Friday, Anthony Special here with Big Energy Profits. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I want to give you a brief market update. Yesterday we had a little bit of a bloodbath, about an 8% drop in Brent and WTI. So the energy sector really took quite a whack with a sharp correction. And it's a result of several catalysts, and I want to talk about those catalysts just so we have an understanding of really why and what drove what happened yesterday to happen. So the U.S. bond 10-year went over 1.7. I think it went to 1.74, which was a new 52-week high, which, of course, strengthened the dollar and clobbered the commodity prices. Now, listen, the U.S. dollar and commodity prices are typically pinned pretty closely with each other, and they trade inversely. Now, why do they trade inversely? Because commodities are purchased, bought, and sold in the U.S. dollar currency. So whenever we see a build in strength in the U.S. currency, we are, likely to see, an inverse reaction to commodities, and that's kind of what we saw yesterday. From another standpoint, the inventories reports for this past week, over the past several weeks, still remain fairly unclear, and there's kind of a toss-up here in the unexpected cruise builds because the product data is very skewed. It was skewed from the Texas freeze-up and a number of other little things. We had some disruption in the Middle East, so those few factors have really left us in an area of uncertainty when it comes from an inventory standpoint. So those are things that are certainly weighing in on the price. Now, of course, we will circle back to the elephant in the room, and the elephant in the room is, of course, the vaccines. In terms of production, in terms of distribution, in terms of in Europe, them halting the AstraZeneca vaccine for a period of time and then resuming it, pushback from some folks. I mean, this is really what everything is hinged on. Everything is hinged on the resumption of normalcy, and that normalcy comes with some type of herd immunity. And that herd immunity is typically going to be achieved by a majority of the population becoming vaccinated. Not everybody, and that's not necessary, but the reality becomes herd immunity is after X amount of people have been exposed, they have built immunity, and X amount of people have been vaccinated, they have potentially some form of immunity. And with that is really what everything in the entire market is hinged upon that return to normalcy. That return to normalcy is going to return demand to the market in an overall broad stroke. So those are the real reasons why we saw what we saw yesterday. That uncertainty in those topics I just discussed is what sent us, on an 8% downward spiral. Now, the good news about that is we trade the market to both sides of the angle here. If the market goes up, we trade it north. If the market goes down, we trade it down. So, we had a couple trades this week really transpire very well for our membership here at Big Energy Profits because, we had downside exposure to the market. So that's the objective here. The objective is it doesn't matter what the market does, up or down, is to help our membership be profitable. So from a purely technical standpoint, the $58 to $59 area shows some pretty firm support at this point. It was tested yesterday session. It retested it somewhat so far this morning. But I think that should contain any selling through the balance of this week, which today's Friday. So through today's session, I don't think we're going to see a break of yesterday's low. And then we have some upward resistance now in the $62 area, $61 to $62 area. So we're going to see where we go from here. If there's some confidence reinstilled in the market, we could see prices go back up. If there's not, we could see this area of consolidation before we break to the next above or below level. So guys, if you'd like to learn more how you could take advantage of all the opportunities the energy sector has to offer, long, short, I would encourage you, there's a link directly below this video. Click on it. It will take you to my training webinar. You can learn more about myself, more about my style of trading, more about the service, and more about how you too can be involved in taking advantage of this very volatile, very profitable sector. Guys, have a blessed day, a beautiful day, a profitable day. Enjoy your weekend, relax, hang out, enjoy your family, count your blessings, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Take care.